Hi, good morning. It's Alison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy with Alison. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Westminster, BC, which is a suburb of Vancouver on the west coast of Canada. So, welcome to my Sunday Live. I'm just going to see who's here. So, I'm going to go over and just refresh some screens so that I know that I'm broadcasting. And looks okay. Hi, Keisha. Good morning, sunshine. How are you? Okay, and I'm thinking you can probably hear me, or you tell me that you couldn't. But I am going to go over and make sure I'm over here. I might check my iPad to see if I have sound. Let's see. Hopefully. Yep, I do. It is hot, isn't it? Hi, Valerie. Good morning. It is hot. I heard it's going to break tomorrow, though, Keisha, that the hot weather is going to. I'm glad you can hear me. Thank you. I'm glad the weather is going to break a little bit. It's still going to be nice, though. I think in the 20s. But this is too hot. Good morning. Somebody is a Facebook user, so I'm just going to see if I can see their name on this screen instead. This is the part that bugs me the most, I think. Hi, Ellie. There she is. Hot there too. Yeah. It's hot everywhere. Oh, hot, hot, hot. Anyways, I just stay inside until later in the day when it cools off a bit. Alrighty, how are we doing one time? 10:02. Okay. We're going to be working with the Merriest Moments stamp set today. So this was one that was brought forward, excuse me, it was in the last year's July to December. So July to December 2021, it was in that little mini catalog. And it is gorgeous. And it's got this fabulous set of frames and with a hybrid embossing folder. And that's what I want to show you today, how that works. Hi, Connie from Ohio. Hi, Donna. It's way too hot. I know it's supposed to cool down next week. It's just sometimes day after day of it, our houses just don't cool down. Most of us don't have central, well, not very many people have central air. A lot of people are getting window air conditioners now, which helps a little, but when you can't cool down at night, yeah. You just got this set. Awesome, Valerie. That's great. Okay, well, let's go over and have a start to this. I was so happy when this carried forward because I bought it last year. So we've got this stamp set, beautiful fonts, right? You've got the script and then the standard and back to script. I think it's gorgeous. You've got so many wonderful, the holly and the berries and the greenery. And then we've got the poinsettia here, which is nice. And the other thing is that most of these, well, all the ferns and holly and whatnot have matching dies. And so it makes it easy to cut them out, which is really great. So hi, Nancy. So today I wanted to make a card. This isn't the card we're making, but this is the kind of card we're making. I've made them before on a Facebook Live, but I love them. And they're called bridge cards. Okay, so you get this kind of fun fold. And basically what you're doing is cutting the front panel. If this was a standard card, you're cutting the front panel. So you've got these little edges or little borders. And then you want some sort of image that can tie those together so that it can flip open. So that's the mechanics of a bridge card, and that's what we're going to make today. All right. Let me grab all the little bits that I need here. I've gone with I think this is either mint macron or yes, this is a mint macron. I really like that color and I thought I wanted to try it. So all I did, you guys, let me show you how I did this. So this was a standard card. So I just let me grab my cutter here. I wanted to, you can make these however wide you want. Okay. I decided to go with 1 inch. So all I did was I moved, get this in the screen here. Hope you can see 1 inch on this side. Okay. So I moved my cardstock to the 1-inch mark. And then I wanted to just go from the fold down. So I went to the fold, okay? And then you just push this in, and then I just slid it up. And then I did the same. I just turned this over and did 1 inch again. Okay. You can, of course, go this way. I just find if I started at the fold, I have a little bit more control. So that's all you do. All right. That's the mechanics. Now we just got to make the card. Now, let me show you these fantastic dies and this hybrid embossing folder. So you can go ahead, oops, this guy's stuck here. You can go ahead and emboss like you normally would, okay? And then once you've embossed, you can take one of the die cuts and cut it out. So you can do it in a 2-step if you want. But this is an interesting die hybrid system. So what I'm going to do first is I want to emboss the front of my card. So I'm just going to do that in a traditional way. So I'm just going to put my fold here, and then I'm just going to close that like so. And then I just want to make sure I've got as much of the, let me go, I think that looks good. As much as of my greenery within the boundaries there, okay? And then I'll just double check. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now I have to use the large embossing stamp and cut and emboss machine. So you've got your base plate, you've just got your embossing folder with your cardstock, and then we've got plate number 4. Okay, and that's just going to get run through. So I'm just going to get up and do that. It's right here. All right, so here we go. So here is my front embossed. Okay. Okay. Now I'm just looking at this thinking, I think I've done that right. Do you ever have one of those moments, you guys, where you just think, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm doing it right. I think. My goodness, I'm having a brain moment. Just a sec here, you guys. Yeah, I wanted that. So that's on that. And, okay. I'm going to keep going here. That's right. I had one of those moments, you guys. I'm thinking, what do I want to do? Because I want to have something here, right? Okay, I think I might have done it on a different order last time. I'm going to grab a piece of, now this is old olive. Now here's the trick. Let's make sure that I'm not crazy today. So here's how I do it. I want this to cut, obviously, and emboss at the same time. But like I said, if you're not sure, you can go ahead and emboss this and then cut it out. It works the same. So what I do is I'm just going to lay this down. This is the way I do it. Gosh, I've made like 10 of these in the last few days. I think I remember. There we go. And what you can do, you guys, is you want to have the sharp edge, in other words, not the flat edge of your die facing up. And I'm on the Stampin' Up logoed side of the embossing folder. Does that make sense? Okay. And so then I just move this around until I feel it catch. So it is actually stuck within the ridge, which is awesome. Then I'm going to put my cardstock down. Okay, and then I'm going to fold that up. And then I'm just going to do a double check. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Now that, again, I have to cut on my large machine just because of the width. So in this case, we're going to do number 1. Then we've got our number 2, which is our die cutting mat. And then we've got a clear plate number 3, and then a clear plate number 3. And we're just going to run that through. Okay. So actually, that's not true. Oh, I'm glad I got that. this is a bit different. Ignore what I just did. So now we're going to just have plate number 1 and plate number, let me just make sure that's still not crooked. Plate number 4. Boy, it's a good thing you guys see me, because it's good when I have a little bit of a brain. I was going to say brain fart. Is that okay to say? But it is. It was like, what am I doing? But look at this. Check this out, you guys. This cuts out. Look at that. Cuts it out and embosses it at the same time. Is that the coolest thing ever? Look at that. Isn't that great? Now, I do want to cut out the middle piece here. So that's just a traditional, die cut. Okay. So that's going to go on that. And again, I am going to have to use my big one. So that's where I've got my number 1, my number 2, my number 3, and my piece. I've got an itchy nose. I thought my allergies were done, but maybe something is blooming in my garden. I have this very invasive plant that drives me nuts. And I had my son come over to dig out my garden about a month ago. And I said, oh, don't dig that out. That's phlox. Don't want to dig that out. No, it was the invasive plant that I wanted rid of, the goldenrod. Oh, it's everywhere. I think that's what is causing my little nose to itch today. All right. So that's what we end up with. We've cut out the middle and we've cut out the center. Okay. All right. I think we're good so far. So good. Now, I thought this would be nice if I took my white craft ink and a dauber. Heat fog it. Thank you, Valerie. I'm going to use that. Morning, Carly. I'm going to use that. Morning, Jacqueline. I'm going to use that heat fog. Is that what it is? We just don't sleep as well as we normally do in this heat. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe I've got lack of sleep or something. But boy, I'm just going to take that dauber and I'm just going to add the white craft ink just around my edges. I thought it gave it a little bit more depth. You could actually use any color around here. You could use Old Olive just to give it a little bit definition there. I like the white. It doesn't exactly look like snow, but it kind of looks frosty. So just work your way around, just doing the edge here. Okay. There, I think that looks pretty good. And it's okay if you got it on here. And you could even, if you wanted to, I'm just going to take a little bit off of the white so it's not quite as strong. If you wanted to, you could just give it a little brush so it just looks like it's a little bit frosty. Okay. All right, we can set that aside. Now, for this piece, what we're trying to accomplish here is we're trying to line this back up with the embossed piece. And we only want to glue down the bit that's going to make that bridge, okay? Because if we glue down the middle anything on the middle section, it's not going to open. So all I do for this is make sure I've got this going the right way, which I do, okay? And then I'm going to take my white glue and get it started here. Just, this is our nemesis. Love this. I have a love-hate. Love the glue. Hate that it gets gobbed up and won't flow. But I'm only putting a little. Can you see I'm just putting a little bit on here? I don't want too much on there. So anywhere on these little panels is fine to put the glue. Any of the embossed parts, okay. There we go. Then it's just a matter of lining this up so that it matches. Okay. I'm just going to hold that down because, as you know, the white glue takes a little bit to actually set. And you can fold this over and give it a little rub there. There we go. Okay. So that's sort of the mechanism we're going for. Now we've got the pieces going, right? Okay. Good morning, Diane. Yeah, it does. It gives it a frosted look. I agree, you guys. Just kind of that light frost on the branches, right? Let's put a word here. Let's get a sentiment here. So I'm going to grab my Versamark and got my powder pal, which I love, right? My embossing kit. I've got my border. I would say my border buddy. Poor Patsy. I should just call this Patsy. That would be funny. My embossing buddy. Just give that a little rub. That takes off all those oils that are in our fingers so that our embossing powder doesn't stick. Okay. It's a long weekend for lots of us in Canada. So happy long weekend. For us tomorrow it's BC Day. And other provinces may just call it a civic holiday, or they may have a name for it. I don't know if it's I don't think it's Ontario Day, but it's BC Day today, tomorrow. So we get a long weekend, which is nice. There we go. Okay, so just added that on and I've just tapped that off. And it's great the way that embossing powder does not stick. And I've got, of course, my tweezers that can hold on to that piece while I heat emboss it and save my fingers from being burnt, which is nice. Let's grab our heat tool. An extra day to sleep in. I agree, for you guys that are still working. It's nice to have that extra day, isn't it? Okay. And so the embossing powder, the white embossing powder kind of ties in with that whole white craft ink that we added to the outside edges. There we go. Oh, I love embossing. Okay, it's my favorite thing. All right. So now I'm going to bring my card in, and I'm just going to pop this up in the inside frame. I could add white around it, but I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to. No, I don't want to. Maybe I'll regret it, but for now I don't want to. Now this is buckled a little bit because of the heat, which happens. It's probably holding my heat gun a little too close. So I'm going to put a dimensional in the middle just so it doesn't sag there or pop up, or you know what I mean. So just line it up. Back in its loop, back where it belonged. Gosh. I think if I do this, I'd be better off. There we go. Just line up the top, and then everything else falls into place. That's better. Okay. So that's what we've got so far. Okay. So far, so good. Now, I grabbed some of the DSP from the Boughs of Holly DSP pack, and I have cut them 1 inch by 4 1/4 because I want to put that now on the inside of my panel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Extra day to make cards. See, Nancy, there's always a bright side. It's true. An extra day to get into your studio. I love this paper. I'm going to show you the whole pack after I finish making my card. It's part of a class that Ange McKay and I are offering in August. The class is virtual on August 29th, which is a Monday. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so you have to adjust for your time zone, but it's taped. So if you can't make something live, any of our classes live, you can come back and watch the replays at your leisure. Our class includes 4 cards made with this gorgeous stamps and dies. And then you're going to get half a pack of DSP and some other goodies I'll show you later. Okay, so that's sort of where I'm at now. Now we're going to want to decorate this. So let's do some stamping for that. I've got a piece of basic white, and I'm just going to stamp a bunch of stuff on it. I like one of these. I like this. Of all the greenery in this pack, this is my favorite. So I'm just using mint macaron. I really like that. I don't know why. It just appeals to me. I've got a holly here. And I'm just going to stamp. Now this is in Pear Pizzazz. Now there's two sizes of holly in the stamp set and in the die set, but this is the larger of the two. Okay. I've got this little greenery, and this time I'm going a little lighter, so I've got soft sea foam. Ooh, dropped my stamp. There we go. So a little soft sea foam there. Okay. And what else? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, snap. Snap that. Got, I'm going to need another teeny tiny piece of white because I spaced this out quite large. I didn't really have to. Going to want a few extra little things. So in real red, I'm going to stamp those poinsettia. So I've got a large one. Put this one over here. And a medium one. And then I want some berries. Okay. So that's our stamping for our decorations. So now we just have to cut these out. All right. Let me grab the coordinating dies. So for me, guys, as you know, I have a eye issue, which just seems to, it's not getting worse, but it's not getting better. And so I find it hard sometimes to line up and keep it lined up while I'm going through the stamp and cut in a emboss machine, only because on a live with you guys, my machine is farther away from my hands than it would be if I was just playing and stamping in my studio. So I like to use this repositionable tape. It keeps them where they're supposed to be. So have you guys been doing any stamping this weekend? Or what have you been doing in your part of the world? Okay. I'm trying to think of what I was doing. I was stamping a bit, not a lot. I had company last week, so, you know, when company comes, it always kind of infringes a bit on your time. So, gosh. There we go. Yay. Okay. What have you guys been up to? Watching Shark Week. Is that on? Yeah, that I saw that was advertised Shark Week. Okay. Go. And then we've got a holly. And then that should be good. I'm going to take this. I was going to do it on my little guy. But I think what I'm going to do is actually go to the big guy because I can put this all through at the same time. Okay? And that will just save us a little bit of time. So again, we've got just our standard sandwich, which is the platform, and then you've got number 2, which is the die cutting plate, and then you've got plate number 3, which is a clear plate, and then you've got your paper, your dies, and then another plate number 3. I'm just going to run that through. Okay. All right. Go. All right. I'm poinsettia, berries. Some of the celebration items are low inventory and or are not orderable. Now, not orderable sounds horrible, but it's better than discontinued or not available. So you know how there's the pack of cards with the envelopes sold out real quick. Some of the designer series paper isn't available right now. The ring, I'll say the Ring of Fire. It's not the Ring of Fire, but that DSP is unorderable at the moment, and the DSP that goes with the Wonderful World is also not available. So that means that bundle at the $120 level is not available right now. So just a heads up on that. Okay, so here's my stuff. Let's grab that. You were at a birthday. Oh my gosh, you squeezed in a lot. Birthdays, more birthdays, anniversaries, grads. Oh my gosh, you're busy, Valerie. You're coming on Wednesday. Oh, that's wonderful that Lorraine's coming. Oh, nice, Jacqueline. You'll start crafting later today. You've been crocheting. Oh wow, you're busy, you guys. What have you been doing, Valerie Milton? Okay, so here's what I want to do, you guys. I want to kind of lay this out how I want it. Okay, so we're going to kind of do layers here. Oops, grab that. So I want this, and I want it to be within the confines of the space. And then I've got another one of those. Okay, I'm just laying this down. I want to see how I want this to be. And then I've got, okay, I think I'm going to get fine with those. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and grab my pick and some glue dots. And this is how I do it. Because if I start putting glue on this stuff, I'm going to inevitably get glue where I don't want it. You're probably better at it than me, but I know my limitations, and so I just want to get it in place, and then I can always go back and add more glue dots. I just want to anchor it, okay? So that looks good. So I'm going to put another glue dot down here. Okay. And another one under here. And I'm going to put one on top because I'm going to start anchoring my other bits on top of this. So I want a holly, thinking maybe like that. And then I want another holly, kind of like that. Now this one you could start putting glue on because you're going to feel more comfortable that it's completely covered, right? So I feel more comfortable putting the glue on here. That's okay. Okay, guys be quiet. Or I'm quiet. We're all quiet. Okay, here's my favorite piece. I love this piece, and I want it to just be kind of a little bit. I'm going to have to do it like that. Where am I putting my berries? Where are my poor little berries? Oh, there they are. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Let's put this on. Again, I feel more comfortable putting the glue on here because, of course, it's. There we go. I think that looks good. Okay, and then I've got my berries. I think what I'm going to do is pop up my berries. So I just need a little, one of our little guys here. Do you guys have this suite or bundle of products from last year? The holly, Boughs of Holly suite is also beautiful. I just really love the hybrid look of this. It's just what I love. Okay, And I'm going to stick this guy on, twist it to see where I like it. I think I like it like that. There we go. There, that looks good. I'm just going to stick that down. And then let's get a larger dimensional. Stick that down. I think about there. Should look good. And then just to finish this off, I'm going to grab these festive pearls. They get gold, silver, green, and red. And I'm going to use the gold ones. So let's just grab. Oop. Oh. Having one of those days, you guys. I always say, at least you guys know that I don't always mess up, so get confused. So I'm allowed to have a day of crafting confusion. There we go. I'm going to just put 3 because that reminds me of the, you know, the yellow that's inside poinsettia flowers. I thought that would work. All right, so the last thing I want to do is I want to stamp a piece of basic white. This is cut to, I think it's 4 by 3 1/4. Let me just double check. 3 1/4 by 4. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to just decorate it because I want it to go on the inside of my card. So let me grab the holly. And I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, I'm going to grab my holly. I'm going to do one like that. And one like that. Oops, maybe like that. Okay. And then I'm going to get my berries and just kind of have them like that. And then I've got the words from the stamp set, and it's Season's Greetings. I'm going to do that. So that's also in real red. Okay, let's get all of this out of the way so I don't get red on anything. And then, whoops, I can put that on the inside of my card. Okay. All right. So there we go. Oop, there we go. So we got those. That's a bridge card. I think that's what it's called. At least that's what I'm going to call it today. Landscape. Not sure what you mean, Nancy. Did I ask a question? Not sure. It is a landscape card, yeah. But I'm not sure what you meant. Oh, thanks, Sally. It is beautiful. It's so easy with this stamp set. So easy. So let me show you something. So this is the one that I made today, obviously, for you guys. I also made it in a different color. I thought I'd go kind of off the standard grid here and make it in pink. So this is Melon Mambo. And then I use that gorgeous, you know, that shimmer paper that we've got. In the catalog, you get 3 sheets of red and 3 sheets of white. And then I just use pinks and brighter colors. So Granny Apple. What do you think? What do we think in here? And this paper is from the paper that carried over from last year, which was the painted, let me just see, painted something or other. Let me look it up. So it was originally part of a suite with these dies and stamps, and they brought it back this year again. So that is called, I think it's Painted something. Painted Christmas. So that's what this is from. But they have beautiful designs. They've got pine cones and boughs and all sorts of beautiful things. Okay. So that's in pink and that's in more traditional greens. So I'm not sure. You like both of them, you guys? Okay. It is called a bridge card. Thanks, Jacqueline, for confirming that. But it's fun. How easy is it, right? But what do you guys think of this hybrid Isn't it fantastic how you can cut and emboss at the same time? And there are other dies included that you can layer on top of them. It's just like, it's fabulous. It's a fabulous bundle. Now, let me show you the class. So the class that Ange and I are offering on August 29th, we are going to be using these products. So you do need to have the stamps and the dies yourself. It doesn't come as part of the class. However, if you have something similar, you can substitute, right? You're going to get 4 cards, the kit, like a kit, so you can make 4 cards. You're also going to get the instructions, a PDF instruction, and you're going to get a goodie bag, and it's going to have half a pack of the Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper. So that's one side and that's the other. This is the paper that we used in our card today. Isn't it? I love it. It's gorgeous. Look at that. It's beautiful. Okay, so you can get half a pack of that. You're going to get a full roll of the gold shimmer ribbon. This is a 3/8 of an inch ribbon, and it's so soft. It's really easy to tie. I could have put some on my card somewhere, I guess. Oh well, but it's really soft and really easy to tie. You're going to get a full roll of that, and then you're going to get a full package of the festive adhesive backed pearls. So I'll just lay this out. So you're going to get all of that plus the kit to make the 4 cards. Okay, so I've got the link on this live once it records. If you're Ange's customer, you'll go nip over and you'll find her link, and you'll register with her. Okay, so we look forward to seeing you. Now let's just look at some other cards made with this. So here's a pretty one. Very kind of different. That's a blushing bride. And this paper here is shimmer vellum, which I think, do we still have this? Somebody will tell me. And then love how this is one kind of vellum, that shimmery vellum, right? And then this is just regular vellum embossed. I love that. Isn't that pretty? And then I made this one last year. This again was not traditional colors, but I thought it was really pretty with the pinks. Okay. So that's some other ideas that you can use. Okay. Spanner. That's what my sister calls it. My sisters call it a spanner card. Okay. Spanner. I like bridge or spanner. Anyway, funny. Do you guys have a preference for the pink? Spanner card, yeah. Oh, so can it be either, says Jacqueline. Okay. Excellent. Well, whatever it is, I love it. Do you guys love it? Yeah. Okay. Come back over to see you guys. Here we go. There we are. Okay, so my next live is on Wednesday. So Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So I will see you all then. We're a little bit longer today. What are we at? 10:39? Okay, not bad. Oh, hi, Joanne. Nice to see you. So I hope you guys will give it a try. Give a spanner / bridge card a try. You guys can always post your cards. I'm happy to post them on wherever you're watching. So if you're watching on Border Buddies or my Stamp Crazy with Alison, please feel free to upload your cards. Okay. Thanks, Diane. Alrighty, you guys have a great rest of the day and stay cool. Okay. Bye for now. Happy stamping and thanks for watching.